get started with the latest mid-air meltdown by an unruly airplane passenger that is raising alarms about safety.
This is for faggots.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to a brand new episode of On the Line. I know I'm back, bitches. Happy Pride. It's your boy, Kris Avalon. I'm here to bring you the latest trending stories, all the hot topics, segments throughout the week. I know I've been gone for a minute. I've been busy. I literally just moved. So forgive me for being gone for so long, but yes, I'm back. And look, it ain't, what's the old phrase? I forgot. It's like, look, I may not come when you want it, but I'm always on time, I guess is what I want to say. But yes, I love y'all. I miss y'all. We are back. We got a lot of tea to get to. We're going to talk about this In the Heights controversy. We're going to talk about the polls and how there's a lot of organizations, LGBTQ organizations, that are really pushing for polls to get some kind of recognition, because y'all been playing yourselves, especially with the Emmys. And then I got just some news on my girl Laganja Estranja. So without further ado, let's get into the gig. Now, the first topic I want to get into is this big story. Oh yes, look, we got little bells and whistles, new and improved On the Line. Shout out to EJ Parker, who is producing this show. He's definitely been showing out with all the new graphics and things of the nature. So I definitely want to give him a shout out up in here. But yeah, so now Rita Moreno has come under fire over some comments that she made on the recent episode. I think she was on Tuesday's episode of The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Now, to give you a context of what's been going on, as you know, In the Heights premiered on HBO Max and in theaters last week, to which word on the curb is it did not do well at the box office. It made, and its 4-day Memorial Day weekend, it made about $11 million. I heard they were trying to blame it all on HBO Max, but I heard that it actually did better on HBO Max than it did in theaters. I'll give my full thoughts on that in a second, but I just want to give you a little bit of context. So, the situation with In the Heights is that people were upset because Lin-Manuel Miranda, who created In the Heights, and of course, Hamilton, they feel like he did not cast any dark-skinned Afro-Latinos in its lead roles. And he said, I fell short. I apologize. I'm listening. And I'll do better the next time. John Chu, who directed the film, he also directed Crazy Rich Asians, said that he wasn't aware that there were, I guess, darker skinned Dominicans, that he wasn't aware of Latinos who are of darker hue. I'm like, child, where have you been? First of all, if you've actually been to Washington Heights, then you would know that there are Dominicans who are of a darker hue. I work with a few of them. I live in Harlem, not too far from Washington Heights. So it's basically a hop, skip, and a jump. I do have Rita Moreno's apology, but one of the first things I want to do is I want to get to what she said when she was on the show, when she was on Stephen Colbert. She says, well, I'm simply saying, can't you just wait a while and leave it alone? there's a lot of people who are Puerto Ricanos, who are from Guatemala, who are dark and who are also fair. We are all colors in Puerto Rico, and this is how it is. And this would be so nice if they hadn't come up with that and just left it alone just for now. I mean, they're really attacking the wrong person. Now, while I agree with certain things she said, I did have a problem with her comment. And that is, you're being very dismissive of people who are of a darker hue. I have Lin-Manuel's apology. And as you can see in this screen, there it is. He said he fell short and all other good stuff. If you're watching on a big screen TV, I'm sure you're not gonna take the time to like read all the other stuff that he said. But you know what? On my point of this is, you know what? Why do we always have to sit and wait or not say anything? I think by saying something, it makes someone like Lynn, who has a lot of power in Hollywood, to push the agenda, to push the envelope, and allow, maybe his next project, whatever that may be, to incorporate different aspects of the rainbow inside of his project. Now, I do get that, you know what? I understand on one point, we also feel that we need to incorporate everybody in something. When we get a little bit of something, we get a little crumb, we want everybody to be a part of it. We want a whole Benetton ad. We want to see every aspect of the Latin rainbow inside of one film. And you cannot put all that pressure on one person to represent everybody. But if you're going to do a film like In the Heights, yes, you should represent and show what Washington Heights looks like. Washington Heights, Harlem, parts of Manhattan is a melting pot. And to show that, they showed that in the background. They show a lot of the background actors. There is one of the lead actors is Afro-Latina, but yes, she is. I guess the problem is she's light-skinned. She's not a dark-skinned woman. So people feel like, and then also I feel like there's a slippery slope when you want to cast someone. You don't want to cast someone just based on their skin color. Is there chemistry between the actress or whoever? Is there chemistry between the actors that you're going to put in there? Particularly someone like Anthony Ramos, who plays the lead, who I must say, I have had a crush on. I love me some Anthony Ramos. I've had a crush on him for years. And I'm glad he's finally getting his recognition in Hollywood, and he's, about to break out, I feel, because he's in the next Transformers movie. I believe he's going to be the lead in that film. So it'll be great to see how he works out in that. So yes, Rita, you are an icon. You are someone who is legendary within the Latin community. You have, we've known you since forever. Like you are on the pedestal, and you are on the pinnacle of Latin representation. But you are a woman who is light-skinned, who had her skin darkened when you were in West Side Story, which you won an Oscar for. So I would think that she would understand more so and have empathy for people who are feeling a kind of way. And I feel like, you know what? This is a lot to break down because, as someone who, okay, my family is, on my mother's side, I have Spaniards in my family, like from Spain. So it's like European Latin. There are those times where, when you come into a certain area and they feel like you need to assimilate. So I don't speak Spanish. I understand Spanish, but I don't speak fluent Spanish. When people find that out, there is this sort of look that is given by your own community where they feel like, are you Spanish enough? Are you Latino enough? Are you Latina enough? If you are a certain hue, you can't be Latina, you can't be of Latin descent because of your skin color. So there's a lot of discriminations that come within the community that we need to work out before we could be so quick that let's stop with the infighting. I do feel like, you know what? Yes, Lynn is someone who is in a powerful position. He's someone who has the ability to and has made a lot of changes, a lot of strides, and has done a lot for the community with charity and all these other things. But I feel like let's stop relying on one person to be the change we want to see in the world. And let this be a lesson by watching In the Heights, because it inspired me. Like I watched In the Heights. I love the movie. The movie is amazing. If you have not seen it, definitely check it out. But this should inspire you to be a writer, to be a filmmaker, pick up a camera, film something that is a representation of you. If you are Afro-Latina, Afro-Latino, pick up a camera. Go out and, even if you can't afford a camera, iPhones. Pick up an iPhone. People shoot with iPhones. They got great mics. Cameras are amazing. The film, get you, what you need to get. Do the research. You don't even need to go to film school, quiet as it's kept. I went to film school 13 years ago, but you don't need to go to film school anymore. You can figure out how to use Final Cut or, how, or whatever software that you need to do to film. Pick up a camera, get inspired, and create your own content. Don't wait on Hollywood to notice you. Because if you don't support In the Heights, and we're also getting a movie, they're remaking West Side Story, which Rita is, I believe, an executive producer on. And it also comes it seems biased that she's being a little biased towards Lynn because Lynn produced her documentary that comes out tomorrow. I'm trying to remember exactly what the name of the documentary is. It's in here somewhere. I'll find it in a second. But I did see the trailer, by the way, and it was actually pretty good. But here's what she said before I get to all the other stuff. She says, I'm incredibly disappointed with myself while making a statement in defense of Lin-Manuel Miranda on the Colbert Show last night. This was what she wrote yesterday, which was Wednesday. I was clearly dismissive of Black lives that matter in our Latin community. It is so easy to forget how celebration for some is lament for others. In addition to applauding Lin for his wonderful movie version of In the Heights, let me add my appreciation for his sensitivity and resolve to be more inclusive of the Afro-Latino community going forward. See, you teach this old dog new tricks. And I love the fact that she's someone who acknowledged that, she was being dismissive of people's feelings. And she's learning as well. Because, people get set in their ways and they don't see how, they don't take into consideration how other people feel. And I love the fact that she took that into consideration and she apologized. So we're not going to cancel Rita Moreno. She is an icon within the community, so we're not going to hate on her. She fell short. She fucked up. She apologized. Let's move on. So like I stated, if you want to be the change you want to see in the world, don't wait on Hollywood to give you those opportunities because you'll just be waiting forever. Go out and do what you need to do. Create. I'll use it for example, my friend Alex Fernandez, we went to school together, film school, and he was, he will tell you, if you ask him what caused him to create a lot of his YouTube short films, movies, or whatever, he's racked up a lot of awards from HBO and so many other different, Urban Action Festival, when he went and created Surge of Dawn, Body Jumpers, all these shows. You can find them on YouTube. They're all there. He created because it was a necessity. He did not see a representation of darker skinned Afro-Latino women being represented in film or anywhere. So he decided, I'm going to create a dark skinned Afro-Latina superhero. I'm going to create a superhero. I'm going to create a vampire hunter. I'm going to create all these different characters and I'm going to write it. I'm going to direct it. I'm going to edit it and I'm going to put it out there. So he's basically the Tyler Perry of the indie world, except his scripts are way better than Tyler Perry's, but that's a whole other story. So like I stated, be the change. Exactly, girl. So like I said, don't just sit around and wait. Be the change you want to see in the world, and that's that. So like I stated, see In the Heights, support this film. Even, you have the issue with the whole lack of representation. He did apologize. This movie is important. It definitely needs to be seen because Hollywood looks at things like, if you don't support In the Heights, oh, well, there's no audience for it. Let's not give them the support. Let's not support that. Let's not give them any more of these films because, people of color are held to a way different standard than white people. White people can make a bunch of shitty ass films over and over and over again, and they're given second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth chances. Look, Michael Bay still has a career, doesn't he? But you look at, if an Asian movie comes out and you give them a bunch of money and it flops, you're not going to get another one. If a black movie flops, they always, you always hear like they're surprised when a black movie does well at the box office. We still get that attitude. So we always say we want to support, we want to see these movies, we want to see the change. And I also think it bombed because the lack of promotion. Warner Bros. Did not do well with promoting this damn film. So I blame them with this shit too. But yes, show, Latin people always come out and drove the support, so support this film, and I'm with y'all on this. So let's move on to the next topic, which is Pose. Now, Pose has ended, I believe, about 2 weeks ago? I'll give my thoughts on how I felt about this overall season in a second, but I want to say this, is that so Variety posted a story where they were talking about that so was it Sunday nominations round voting for the Emmy Awards is starting up. So now they're this is the time where they're starting to send out things where people can get ready to start voting for the Emmys, because show seasons is over. So this is around the time where they start sending out the little videos, the clips of a lot of the high profile acting scenes where you see with certain people. So Billy Porter, MJ Rodriguez, a lot of them really showed out this season with the acting. Even though, in my opinion, the topics, I felt this season was very rushed. In 7 episodes. Oh wait, we got a special clip. What's going on? What's the clip? Are we playing it?
Right up. How you doing, girl? How you doing, girl?
You're good, you're good.
Anyway, yes, everything basically giving, half of the range at least down up in there. But so yeah, so all these shows, and I've been talking so much about how it irritated me how the Emmys have overlooked a lot of the trans actors and pretty much only showcase and highlight Billy Porter. And to me, it's very fizz of them to be like, oh, we're going to award the sassy gay black man, but these really highlighting and showcasing their authentic selves is being ignored by these people who work within the Emmy voting situation. So there have been a lot of organizations, I should say, GLAAD and 39 other LGBTQ organizations and film festivals have sent an open letter encouraging voters to support the show. Now it says, this television season, Emmy voters have the opportunity to make history, an opportunity to celebrate an entire underrepresented community that has been valued for their artistic vision, creativity, or contributions. And this is what the letter reads in the opening paragraph. Now, the letter was organized by GLAAD and other signees, including the Black AIDS Institute, Family Equality Council, Frameline, Glisten, Inside Out, Harlem Pride, Human Rights Campaign, Lambda Legal, National LGBTQ Task Force, National Center for Lesbian Rights, NewFest, OutFest, Transgender Law Center, the Trevor Project, and True Colors United. Now, in the joint statement, they detail how Pose elevated the landscape of transgender representation in Hollywood by saying the following. It says, from the beautifully crafted storylines to the remarkable cast performances, Pose broke new ground for trans inclusion both in front of and behind the camera, leaving behind a legacy that will change the future of trans representation on television. And this is what GLAAD president and CEO Sarah K. Ellis said in a statement. It says, in its final season, TV Academy voters must acknowledge the importance of telling and recognizing diverse storytelling, which includes the performances of trans people of color who have been overlooked for far too long. Now, June 6th is when the show wrapped its finale, and it also said that this left scripted television with zero characters living with HIV and only 21 transgender regular characters. Now, I should also point out that Ryan Murphy, Brad Falchuk, and Stephen Canals, the show has earned widespread acclaim and won Peabody, AFI, and GLAAD Media Awards. Now, you know that Billy Porter in 2019 also became the first openly gay black man to win an Emmy for his performance as Pray Tell. Well, he's played it more than once. He played him for 3 damn seasons, so performances, I guess we could say. Now, my issue is the fact that why hasn't MJ, Dominique, India, Haley, or Angelica won any awards? Why haven't they been acknowledged? Why haven't, I don't know. I believe MJ was nominated, but never won. Or was she not? I'm going to have to do the research off the top of my head, I don't remember. But I should say MJ has given in the past, well, season 1, it was like she was given what, the script was given. But I felt like season 2 was really when she sunk her teeth into, like, she gave me so much as Blanca Evangelista. But season 3, she was really turning it out. And to me, I call bullshit on this whole thing about the 7 episodes. Oh, we were intending to just go out with a bang with the show. No, I think it was some bullshit that was going on behind the scenes with FX and then canceling this show because, Ryan Murphy signed a big old, was a $300 million deal at Netflix. And to be honest, Pose is a cult hit, but not a huge hit. It's not American Horror Story, where American Horror Story has been financially viable for FX. They've been able to have success with American Horror Story. Whether you agree or disagree with some of the seasons, and I agree that not all the seasons have been the best. I was disappointed in 1984. I've been disappointed in a lot of the seasons. They start out great, and then they get ridiculous. So that's always been a problem whenever y'all let Ryan Murphy, start typing up a damn script. Shit always winds up going left and not for the great. Or not for, and not for the best or better, or whatever you want to call it. So, what I'm gonna okay, so I don't know. I guess something is going on with the audio. Is there something going on with the audio? Wait, can y'all hear me? Well, you know what? Let me just do a refresher. We're gonna take a 30-second break and then I'm gonna come back and finish this whole Pose story. Hold on. We're back. Do I sound better? Pussy don't fail me now. I really gotta turn them out. Oh yeah, we here. Oh, shout out to Missy Elliott for that song. But anyway, okay, so yes. I would really like to see a lot of these actors acknowledged besides Pray Tell or besides Billy Porter. And I live for Billy Porter. I've seen Billy Porter out and about, before y'all even know who the hell he was. And his husband, Alan Porter Smith. I do feel like, it's great to see him, getting all the praise and the accolades. But I want to see more people. Even Dominique has turned it out with her acting. I guess the writers knew to play to her strengths and what works for her. And she's pretty much shined in this past 7 episodes. I did feel like this season was rushed. I felt like there were some great moments, and there were some moments that I'm like, okay, I still don't care. Like, I love Poppy and Angel's wedding. I would have really loved to have seen Lulu's relationship with the crackhead boyfriend. I don't know why. I guess because of I heard there was a lot more scenes added with that, but then they cut it out and they decided at the last minute to add more act up shit. I mean, no shade, but the history of ACT UP is very important. That story needs to be told. But I felt like the primary focus should have been on these characters. We should have made it, especially if it's 7 episodes, it should have just been more of an intimate story focusing on these characters rather than focusing so much on what went on with ACT UP. Because first of all, let's point this out. If you haven't seen Pride, the docuseries that's still on FX, definitely check that out. That goes deeper into the whole ACT UP story and everything that went on with that. So I feel like, you know what? Y'all could have hit on that for a moment and then moved on, but kept the story primarily on your core characters. That's the issue where I felt like it went off the rails for me with Pose. But overall, great series. Groundbreaking. We've seen something that we've never seen before in regards of how they push the envelope in regards of us seeing queer and trans people of color in lead roles on TV, something we've never seen before, a world that I'm familiar with, which is ballroom, that being shown in the light that I remember seeing it. And hopefully we get more shows like that down the road. So I really hope that the Emmys really take the time to acknowledge a lot of these talented people who are part of the show. And yes, they're all going on to do bigger and better things. Like I don't know what Dominique is doing at the moment. I know they canceled that American God show that she was a part of. MJ just got a show that she's going to be on Apple TV Plus doing. Billy Porter is directing and producing and creating content. I know there was a show that he's about to launch. I forget what network it's on, but I just read that the other day that he's greenlighting a show. So he's going to be doing more behind the scenes work and getting things produced. And he's got that opportunity. And I think it's amazing. And I'm looking forward to it. So now let's move on to the next and final topic, which is my girl, Laganja Estranja. Oh no, Tamisha, what happened? What you about to go in? She said what she said. What she about to say? Okay, anyway, I'm joking. But yes, Laganja gagged me. I did not see this coming. Now, I will point out that I have met Laganja. We've worked together a few times in the past. When I was living in LA, we had run into each other in a lot of occasions. One when she did the Mean Gays. Oh wait, was it Mean Girls, Mean Gays? It was a show that she was a part of in LA. I have the poster somewhere. I don't remember where it is, but I just moved. So yeah, I have it. I have the poster somewhere. But yeah, it was her, Gia Gunn. It was a bunch of people that was a part of this whole show. And then I did a shoot with her in the desert when she was giving up drag and she was going to do more boy drag and boy performance, boy photo shoots and this, that, and the other. But yeah, she gagged me, honey, because I was not expecting her to come out of the closet as trans, but she did an exclusive with Entertainment Weekly. Shout out to if there's one magazine that has been very LGBTQ inclusive, it is Entertainment Weekly. And this is not just some trending jumping on for Pride Month. They've always been inclusive in regard, and that's why I've always subscribed to them. They've always been inclusive when it comes to LGBT. It's probably because they got a lot of gays working for them and a lot of people within our community. But yes, Laganja came out as trans exclusively in an article with Entertainment Weekly. Now, here's what the cannabis connoisseur, who was 32 years old, and she competed on season 6 of RuPaul's Drag Race. I'm feeling very attacked. All y'all went in on her during that time, and there have been commentators that asked, "Would you ever do Drag Race and stuff again?" He's always said no. Like, she's moved on from that. But here's what she said. She said this is a 10-year process that is taken to get to this point. Now, I know like Laganja has identified as non-binary. And I always say, like, I think when you identify as non-binary, I feel like non-binary is a gateway to possibly coming out as trans. Because I notice a lot of people that I know always start out as, oh, I'm non-binary, because it's like you don't feel like you're one specific gender. And then you reveal like, oh, I'm transgender. I'm not saying all, but some. Like, I even know the singer and producer Arca, non-binary, came out as trans. So there's a lot of people who go into that transition. And I think it's amazing, the fact that she's come to this revelation and she's like, but this is how I feel. This is who I am. And it is what it is. You don't like it, you can suck an egg, bitch. So she says, there are so many other women around me who have inspired me to come forward today. And it's because of their fight and their struggle that I'm able to do this and say that I'm nervous, but I'm not scared. She says, I'm not going to live my life in fear anymore. I do want to be able to express this at all times. This is what Laganja continued to say. I just got my hair cut, a very feminine cut, and in 1 week already, my life has changed. I'm able to come off stage and take my makeup off and still see a beautiful woman in the mirror. It's powerful. She also mentioned that she decided to come out publicly prior to beginning hormone therapy and wants folks to remember that every trans person's story is different, saying glam doesn't make you a woman. It makes you a woman to people outside. In the world, gender is performative, and what we wear is an extension of what we feel on the inside. That's the real truth here. Once this is out and once people know, I'm going to be more free to explore what it means to be a woman on the inside. The dressing part, I've got it down, but it's not what makes you a woman. Now, after the article was published, this is what Laganja said on her Instagram, which is the picture that, we've been showing you. with the the short feminine haircut and the yellow makeup, where she looks very pretty, by the way. I have so many emotions running through me at this current moment, so I promise I will make more detailed posts later. But first, I want to thank all of you for the overwhelming amount of love and support I'm receiving right now. I feel so empowered that I don't have to hide in the shadows as I make this journey. I want to thank all the trans brothers and sisters that came before me who fought so that my coming out could be joyous. I'm so proud to identify as trans and to be living my truth. Happy Pride. You are all beautiful as you are. And like I stated, I'm happy for her that she's coming to this revelation. So it kind of makes you, like, when you think about it, it makes you oh no, honey, not that. Thank you. Don't put that up. That's the private conversation. But anyway, so yes, I think a lot of it has to do with, the whole non-binary situation. Like, you're just coming to terms and trying to figure things out. And now you think about it, looking back on Drag Race, maybe there was some emotions. A lot of that had to do with her trying to figure out who she was. And, I know it happens, girl. It happens. All is forgiven. A lot of times there are revelations that some people have to go through, and trials and tribulations. And I think, the stuff with Drag Race and the overall stress and trying to figure out, drag and gender identity and all those other things. So maybe this were things that were going through her head at the time, and her trying to figure out who she was, because, when you're in your 20s, you're still trying to figure out who you are. And she's 32 years old now. So she's finally come to the point where she's like, I know who I am. I'm ready, and I'm ready to just be who I am. And it could have also helped that, she and Gia Gunn are relatively, well, I don't know the status of their friendship now, but at the time they were relatively close. They were living together. There was sort of things. So maybe she was seeing things. They were seeing things in each other that kind of helped in their own time get to the point. Now we see Gia Gunn has already evolved into who she is and already transitioned. So maybe, at the time, Laganja, or who, I don't know what her feminine name is going to be, or her new name. So I'm gonna call her in the meantime Lady J. I don't, maybe it's, everybody, like they said, is on their own journey and has to figure out who they are. And I'm glad that she has come to this revelation now, and she's figured things out. It also made me wonder, when we worked together, when she was going through that period of, I want to give up drag and I just don't want to do anything feminine or dress up as a girl. I want to give this whole boy thing a try, even with the photo shoots and all this other stuff. Maybe this was her at the time fighting let me just put that away and maybe these feelings will go away. So it's a lot of things that I'm like thinking about. That I'm like, whatever, I'm just a lot of thoughts going through my head, trying to, trying to analyze the situation. But whatever her decision is, Laganja, I'm with you. I'm proud of you, and I'm willing to see. I'm looking forward to seeing how far this journey goes for you, and seeing your evolution beyond what we've seen already with the Entertainment Weekly article. And hopefully, we'll see, as you said, when the time is right, you'll give us a little more and let us know what this journey entails. So on that note, I want to thank you all for tuning into this episode of On the Line. I'm probably going to jump on for another one too, because I got some more tea to spill. So I just want to break this up because it's these videos, they can go on pretty long, and I want to keep you all engaged. So yes, click like, subscribe if you love this video, share, do all that good stuff. Let people know about the show. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think. If you also have any topics that you wanna have me cover. And not just, for pride, like I will always cover queer stories. Let me know. Kris at Kris Avalon, OFFI1, as you can see. Tweet me there. Or, just tweet me there. Let me know what you think. And I'll get back to you. So, once again, thank you all for watching. And until next time, ciao, darlings.
It's a matter of time. She's not lonely.
Yeah.
I apologize.